There we have the picture. Good morning and welcome to yet another beautiful Product Tuesday. So I have a statement to make today that over the last 30 years we've been focusing on disruption. And today I think we're more or less leaving the disruption world and we're entering the world of journeys where we are evolving customers and evolving products. And to do this, we need new tools, we need new maps to guide ourselves into the future. So today, we have brought some map designers into the show. We have Sandra Hinz and Rainer Collet from the fabulous, wonderful company of Value Rebels in Germany. Welcome to the show. Guten Morgen, Sandra. Guten Morgen, Rainer.
Good morning. We are navigators. Huh?
You are the navigators. You're driving the car. You're navigating into the future. So my question to you this morning is value a map for the future? Can we guide and design journeys and products into the future by using value?
Value is what we're heading for, right? Like that's why we create products, because they should produce value for our customers, our users. That's the value path is guiding us to a destination where people find something that they would like to have, right?
I think you're nailing it actually with we need something to navigate us, right? Because there is nobody telling us yet, or nothing telling us yet, where does the most value lie, right? And that is driven by so many problems in companies nowadays that people want to go for the highest value, but there is no map and no navigation system that shows them how to get there.
I mean, I think this is interesting. Can we build a new GPS and a map solution, a new Google map? Maybe it's the next Value Rebel map that is driven by values.
We call it actually an engine, but the engine is actually equipped with a GPS system to drive you into the right direction.
Wonderful. But I think even though we're kidding around value, but value is an extremely important tool, I think, in this guiding customers and companies and products into the future. Yeah. And I think that with your model that you've evolved with the value engine that you've been working with and companies in Germany, in Holland, and over the years, that I'm intrigued to know, how do you help companies guide their products with value? So Sandra and Rainer, the screen is yours.
Thanks a lot, Magnus.
Thank you very much, Magnus. Let's give a few quick words about ourselves, right? Like Sandra and me, we're product managers and product leaders in multiple tech companies with actually hundreds of engineers for more than 10 years now. And in every organization we've been, we actually saw the same over and over the same problems not getting addressed, right? So, and we want to start with actually helping you to feel a little bit that frustration with us. So, Sandra, what is actually frustrating us?
This is all the frustration that we can think of if we just put down on a piece of paper high-level buzzwords about what frustrates us when we are in product organizations nowadays, and what are the problems that people have, right? The biggest pain, I think, for us to see that the impact on the organizations overall is that we're simply missing out on creating value. We feel we could do so much more with the people that we have, but we're stuck in those problem situations and we're just not moving forward. Looking at this from a more organizational, or let's say structural perspective, what we see is that strategy, discovery, and delivery need to be in harmony in order to make it really a successful product organization. And there are nowadays many tools to organize the strategy, discovery, and delivery work. They're already existing. We all know them and every one of us is using them. But what we feel that we miss is an easy and scalable way of working to combine those three areas in practice with each other, kind of the navigator, right? And therefore, we have started to kind of develop and evolve over the past years in multiple companies and with thousands of teams together, our way out. And we call it the value engine, a framework to connect those three areas in a way of working for the product and tech organization and create value fast at scale. But enough introduction. So Rainer, how does it look?
Yeah, the value engine is, you can imagine it as a simple Kanban board, company-wide, showing the big initiatives that really have potentially significant value contribution, right? Be a navigation system on where the value lies, right? And that we can really focus on it. And how does that work now? The most important thing is actually the board is a funnel. Yeah, a funnel means in every single step, something needs to drop out. Every initiative is actually always starting as an idea, right? Let's imagine we have 100 ideas here coming in. And what we now want to do first, instead of having a quarterly planning, we want to continuously, frequently screen the new ideas coming in and discard the ones with insufficient value contribution and also where we do not have enough capacity yet. The pain and the gain of each of these ideas need to be crystal clear. No full business case attached, short and clear, right? And then we assign each of them a lead that is available and has time to be responsible to drive that forward. And those ones we put into the next column that we call selected.
Hopefully, only, let's say, 30 out of 100 make it from initially put to the board, hey, I have a great idea, guys, to, okay, this is what we want to deep dive into now. And now in the selected column, there is only one, but a really important task to do. And this task is assigned to the one that is leading the idea. And it is to assemble his or her team. So this team that is working on this idea or initiative needs to be as small as possible, but at the same time, diverse enough to think this topic through from a conceptual perspective in the next step. So the definition of done of this phase is that a team is available. Only when this is done in the value engine funnel, you can move to the next phase, which we call the draft phase. What happens there?
Yeah, the first most important thing for the draft phase is actually that the team pulls things into the draft phase. It doesn't make sense to push more stuff into the funnel. It will just get stuck. Doing too many things in parallel will just slow down everything. And let's imagine a few of the ones that got selected are actually pullable due to capacity, right? So the task in the draft phase is now to really reduce uncertainty about that initiative. To get that uncertainty down, you can apply modern discovery techniques that are mostly well known, right? In the end of the draft phase, what we want to have here is a clear concept describing what we're going to do about that initiative. We know who needs to bring that live. We know our dependencies. And we set a goal in terms of metrics that we want to measure now, right? And if that all is available, we can move them again in the next phase, which is then called hack.
Yeah. Hack is the phase that we usually with our clients discuss the most, right? So also here, hopefully only half of the ideas move to the hack phase because they are not, in relation to others, not as valuable after digging into the concept. The goal of hack now is not to create a fully functional product yet. So please don't start coding on the full-blown solution like you maybe would do from your habit perspective from the past. But the goal is rather to have something that we are able to measure quantitative user impact on production with. And this needs to be a hack at this stage. And we also call it hack on purpose, because we want to make clear that we are at this point in time willing to create technical depth in order to create insights early and fast. So we're talking about an experiment, and experiments are potentially dangerous. So you can't go live for a certain amount of users without limiting the blast radius. And the definition of done of the hack phase, therefore, is what we call a minimum measurable product. So you have your measurements in place and you can press the button now and go into production, which we call the ship phase.
Very cool. So in the ship phase, we will use that to drive insights and improve our solution step by step, by this improving the metrics that we selected in the draft phase and being able to increase the traffic share then step by step. We will again create additional technical depth here to be faster and get insight earlier. And as we was aiming for a minimum measurable product first, the goal of the ship phase is now to have a minimum viable, actually I would call the P a prototype, because it's still a prototype, right? It's not a fully functional product yet, right? We created so much technical depth here, but now we have all the insight to do an investment decision if we want to move further or we again discard the idea here, right? Do we want to invest in that now? We know what is the benefit. We roughly know how much it will cost to implement it. So some of them can actually now move into the next phase called tune.
And now tune is the last phase, but a very, very important phase of the value engine funnel, because here we have basically reduced the uncertainty now to almost zero, right? And we have made an investment decision consciously that we now want to tune whatever we have built. We've also leveraged all the main business value that we want to leverage already. So now it's time to really invest into reducing the technical debt. Make it a maintainable product, make it a scalable product, make it extendable, secure, compliant, add some more features. Do everything here that is necessary in order to make it what we call a maximum lovable product for everyone in the team. By the end of the funnel, we have only the 3 most valuable initiatives done and really developed and also tuned, having the technical depth at a manageable level that we can actually say we're happy with this. And we have saved the company from hopefully not doing the other 97 ideas that would have been worse investments.
Yeah, and that is the full value engine, right? Like, keep in mind, this was a super speedy overview. Usually we actually do full day workshops. And if you want to know more, actually visit our YouTube channel where we add new videos regularly, or just get in touch with us.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Sandra and Rainer. Thank you very much for sharing the value engine to guide us through a journey. Wonderful, thanks. It guides with a lot of different, even of course there are a lot of these journeys that have been shared and over the years, but you've entered into new phases and new thinking on the journey. So friends, Sandra and Rainer, it's been eine Ehre, heute unseren Guest zu haben.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah. So thank you very much for joining us today, Sandra and Rainer. Thank you very much. Take care.
Bye. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.